Good day, everyone. By the way, my name is Grisha May Calvario, and I am one of the member of Group 5. So our topic for today is all about women and works in the Philippines. So I am the first reporter. So let's start it. So our learning outcomes are at the end of this chapter, the student should be able to one identify the major problems men face in the labor and livelihood sector employment. Second, explain the value of equality in the sphere of work and labor for women, and list the policies that protect women's rights in the sphere of work and livelihood. So, women in the productive sphere. The saying a woman works is never done ring true given the current state of our world. Women contribute to the economy in all forms, from those who work in the productive sphere to those productive sphere. Women are the key contributor to the economy and to combating poverty through both remunerated work at the unremunerated at home, in the community, and in the workplace. Growing numbers of women have achieved economic independence through gainful employment. Despite this progress, women still face the same issues they did 10 years ago: the wage gap, poverty, and lack of decent work opportunities, all of which also affects the men. Femination observed in some industries while others impose exclusion men. In addition, women experience limited career choices, lack of support facilities, sexual harassment, lack of protection for the informal sector and domestic workers. TINO social protection limited monitoring on labor standards and unremitting promotion of labor export policy. So, as what I have read here in my PowerPoint, I understand that na may mga bagay tayo na like sa mga kababaihan ngayon na hindi napakahirap na magkaroon ng trabaho. Dahil nga sa pagkakaroon ng diskriminasyon, dahil nga tayo mga babae lamang, meron tayong mga bagay na hindi kayang gawin at kaya rin gawin na hindi nakikita ng ibang tao. Dahil dahil sa ating pagiging babae, nadidegrade yung ating pagkatao at parang wala silang tiwala sa ating kakayanan. Kaya naman marami ang nakaka-experience ng sexual harassment, lack of protection for informal sector. Yun. Kagaya ng mga OFW, hindi sila nagkakaroon ng protection kasi hindi sila nagkakaroon ng kakayanan na ipagtanggol ang kanilang sarili. Sapagkat minamaliit nila ang kakayanan ng mga kababaihan. Yan. Next. The right to decent work. The Magna Carta of Women states that the women have the right to decent work. Specifically, Section 22 of the Magna Carta asserts that the state shall progressively realize and ensure decent work in standard for women that involve the creation of jobs of acceptable quality and conditions of freedom, equity, security, and human dignity. It adds that decent work involves opportunities for work that are productive and fairly remunerated as family living wage, security in the workplace, and social protection for families, better prospect for personal development and social integration, freedom for people to express their concern, organize, participate in the decisions that affect their lives, and equality of opportunity and treatment for all women and men. Decent work for women entails support service that takes consideration their maternal functions, family obligations, and work's responsibilities. Decent work also involves the access to daycare services, breastfeeding stations, and maternity and paternity leave access. So, sa yung disenteng trabaho na meron ang mga kababaihan ay kailangan nila ng yung freedom na i-accept kung ano yung mga pangangailangan nila. Like yung sinabi dito, 'di ba? Kailangan tanggap nila at alam nila na merong pangangailangan yung babaeng kanilang empleyado. Like yung maternity or yung sa lalaki o yung iba naman paternity. So yun, yung mga ganitong bagay ay parang normal na sa isang empleyado, lalo na kung siya ay isang babae, na dapat ay kino-consider. Yun, yung right nila sa yung karapatan ng isang tao bilang isang babae sa isang trabaho. So yun. So kailangan lang natin na magkaroon tayo ng patas na pagtrato sa ating mga empleyado, whatever anong gender na meron sila. The multiple burden of women. Women joining the labor force still have to attend to their reproductive roles at home. Having both reproductive and productive work is what feminists call the double day or multiple burden. Household chores include cooking, cleaning, washing the dishes, child care, and caring of the elderly or sick person of their homes. Yan. So, ito yung sinasabi ng multiple burden kasi bukod sa may trabaho na sila sa kanilang tahanan, may trabaho pa sila sa kanilang trabaho or sa kanilang professional job na sinasabi. Yun, so, nagiging mahirap yun kasi nga, syempre, pagod ka na sa ibang trabaho, dating ka pa sa bahay niyo, ikaw pa rin yung gagawa ng mga trabahong pangbabae. So, ito yung tinatawag na the multiple burden. The normal work environment pressures people to function efficiently and effectively. This pressure may jeopardize workers' time with their family and their own social lives. This concern becomes an issue of women are judged for taking on work outside of the reproductive sphere. The perception of multiple burden of women compels many the women cannot commit to their work employers. Though illegal employers may also have certain preference for single, unmarried women who have no family obligation as they are more flexible in terms of time they can devote to their job. Note that these issues are not considerations for hiring promoting men. In fact, in countries with the paternity leave and responsive are taking policies, men still do have the work women do in terms of assumed care work. So yun, isang malaking issue nga yung pagiging isang babae ng isang empleyado kasi nga bukod sa may pangangailangan sila bilang isang babae sa kanilang pamilya, nai-issue rin doon yung kanilang responsibilidad. Ito naman yung nagkakaroon naman yung pamilya ng issue sa kanilang magulang, sa kanilang ina. Kasi nga, hindi nila nagagawa naman yung responsibilidad nila bilang magulang. Kasi nga, nagiging priority pa ng babae yung kanilang trabaho. Pero, sinasabi rin dito na ang babae daw, kapag siya ay single, ay mas malaki daw yung chances na magkaroon siya ng yung priority niya ay yung kanyang trabaho. Kaya minsan, mas pina-priority ng mga company yung babaeng single kaysa doon sa married na. Next. The evaluation of care works. While many studies on care works discuss the ways to influence culture and society so that both men and women can do care works, one can argue that care work should be valued regardless of who performs it. Care or reproductive work is the base of society. The evaluation of these traditionally gendered tasks must be given importance in order for true gender justice to prevail. Working in our industries must be valued women who are working to support their own family. Mechanism true gender must be put in place to address their true gender needs as care workers and workers with workers' right. Yan. Sa care works naman, yung daw care works, hindi lang siya Kasi, di ba kalimitan sa mga trabaho, sa gawaing bahay, nakabase tayo sa kung ano yung gender natin. So, yung babae yung maglalaba at yung lalaki mag-iigib, ganun, di ba? Meron tayong kanya-kanyang preferences sa mga gawaing bahay. Na dapat, kapag ikaw yung lalaki, ikaw yung gumagawa ng mabibigat na bagay. At pag yung mga magagaan naman, yung mga babae. So, dito naman, sinasabi dito na yung pagiging sa pagiging kung ano man gender na meron ka, dapat ay equal lang sa pagkakaroon ng trabaho sa loob ng bahay. Na kahit na ikaw ay kahit ikaw ay babae o lalaki, dapat ay patas lang yung sa gawain ng bahay. At hindi dapat na question yung mga ganong bagay. Next is the nature of women's paid work. Women's lack of choices in work may force them to take dangerous jobs, assume jobs that do not offer job security, or jobs in part-time job and migrate elsewhere for better work opportunities. Women also find themselves in part-time jobs to balance their reproductive needs. Others choose to participate in informal labor. These types of work involve less job security, lower wages, and less social protection. The idea that women are merely casual workers make them more susceptible to lower pay. Women head 25% of households around the globe, but it is known that these households are often poorer due to wage discrimination and other gender-specific forms of discrimination against women. So, dahil nga sa pagiging isang babae ng isang tao, dahil nga tayong mga babae, di ba? Minsan, dahil walang-wala na tayong maging mahanap na trabaho o hanap buhay, ay na-pressure tayo na pasukin o napupilitan tayong pasukin yung isang trabaho kahit na ito'y walang security para sa atin o walang pay. Pag minsan wala siyang bagay na tawag na yung sabagang may benefits siya sa PhilHealth, yung mga ganang bagay. Diba? Yung mga mapanganib na trabaho, napipilitan tayong mga babaeng pasukin dahil nga sa ating pangailangan at dahil nga hindi tayo makapasok sa trabaho gusto natin dahil nga kanya-question yung ating kasarian. Diba? Yun, sinasabi rin dito na yung 25% of household around the globe, but it is known the household are poorer due to wage discrimination. Yun, nagiging mababa rin yung sahod natin kasi nga, yung ibang mga company, di ba, mababa yung sahod ng may mga trabaho magagaan lang. Siyempre, binibigay sa atin yung magagaan na trabaho kasi nga babae nga tayo. And then, because of that, yung ating sahod, ganun din, maliit lang din. So, yun. Napipilitan ng mga babae na pasukin yung mga ganong trabaho kasi nga, dahil sa parang discrimination na nangyayari sa atin. And next, women-friendly workspaces. A gender-responsive organization gives importance to women through gender needs. One method to incorporate career into system of work is by adopting policies that allow time for parents, their children needs paid activities that allow parents to do care work at home, and accessible care work within organization where the parents works for other concrete ways of implementing gender-responsive works space are as follow. New laws that recognize the right of paid or unpaid care workers. 2. Pro-reproductive sectors tax reforms. 3. Gender-responsive public financial management reforms gender budget. 4. Official statistical system that are more sensitive to the care economy through collection of time use data. So, dito naman sa women-friendly works, nabibigyan ng rights ang isang babae na magtrabaho dun sa system na gusto niya. For example, like this in the picture, yung babae nagtatrabaho siya sa loob ng bahay as well na para na may trabaho na siya, meron din tinatrabaho rin niya yung gawain niya sa bahay, which is alagaan yung kanyang mga anak. So, yung pagiging isang worker ng isang babae, ay nagiging mas flexible siya kasi nga mas marami siyang ginagawa. Dalawa-dalawa yung parang kagaya din siya ng sinasabi sa multiple burden. Ang kaibahan laang, itong friendly workspaces ay nagkaroon ng law or pumabor siya sa karapatang pambabae or sa karapatan ng isang tao bilang isang individual sa kanilang trabaho. Na okay lang na magkaroon siya ng parang tinatawag nila online base. Naka-online base sila. Home base, yun, home base. Naka-home base yung kanilang mga trabaho. So, our next reporter is Jane Aubrey Pereira. That's all. Thank you.